Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday. This is Chattin with CHAP, and I am your host, Ginger Wade. And today is Q&A day. And today we've got connecting things. We're going to talk about co-op things and convention. It's the 3 C's. Lots of questions going on, of course, that are convention related. But I did have a lot of other things pop up today too. So we have a lot to cover today. I did want to give that big reminder that in 3 days time in Friday, the online registration for the convention will be closed. So if you do have a teen who wants to go to Teen Track, it is wise to have yourself registered by Friday, because after that time, teens will no longer be able to sign up for Teen Track. You can register to come to the convention on the day of the convention, so that won't be an issue. But you can't do Teen Track, and you won't be able to do UCS if you have not registered by Friday. So just to let you know, those are important things coming up. So let's get right into it. So I got a lot of stuff here on my tablet. So we had someone write in and ask about requiring your co-op members to sign a statement of faith, and how do you do that? So again, I need to do an episode on how to start a co-op and all these things that are in it, but I will touch on it briefly here. If you have a co-op that you are just creating and you know it, you want it to be faith-based, and you know that you want the people in there to be able to agree on a statement of faith, you write one up and you start it that way. If you have a co-op that was not that way and is changing it, it's a little stickier. You need to kind of have a group that's going to kind of look into how to handle the situation and to talk with the people in it. But as far as making people aware of that statement of faith, what the co-op does that I've been in is there's a written statement of faith. When you are a new family member, you read it. You actually sign your name on the paper with it, saying that you agree with it. And that says that you will abide by that statement of faith if you are taking part in that co-op as a teacher and as a partaker. As returning families, we don't actually have to read and sign the actual statement of faith paper. We just, our signature, there's a line on our registration that says, in signing this, I agree to the statement of faith. As new people, we always have people, as new families, we always have people read it and sign it. So that's how we handle the statement of faith thing in our co-op. Again, this is something I'll dive deeper into when I do my homeschool episode, but I wanted to give that comment out there to you who were thinking about it. It is important part of whether, if you're creating a group, how you want it to function, to think about and consider. Okay, the next question came in from someone who's been a school teacher for many years and is retiring and would really like to be part of the homeschool community, and was wondering how to do that or what to do. So some of the things I suggested to her was to become an evaluator. We're looking for more evaluators. Now, an important thing about that is you need to understand the role of the evaluator in the homeschool family. A lot of people think it's something that it's not. So Chat with CHAP episodes 118 and 119 give a really good explanation, really solid and thorough explanation of what an evaluator's job is. I highly suggest you watch those if you are considering being an evaluator. Another way to get involved with the homeschool community, offer to be a tutor. Help moms that just need a little bit of extra help with something. Put your name out there. Reach out to co-ops and say, hey, I can be helpful with this. Reach out to a co-op and say, hey, I can teach something. I can come in and be part of your co-op and be a teacher. I could mentor people in teaching things. You might not know much about homeschooling specifically, but if you are a teacher, you might know how to teach certain things or give tips and tricks. Now, I do want to say, if you were a teacher in the public school system for many years, it's different than homeschooling. So it does have a different flavor. If you're not familiar with homeschooling, it's wise of you to read a lot about homeschooling and the different ways we homeschool and all this, and to become well educated, and it's a different type of learning. Another way to get involved with the homeschool community would be to volunteer with CHAP. Come to convention and volunteer, or contact us. And if you like to edit or put together newsletters, maybe you would like to help us with that type of thing. and you can support the homeschool community in that way. It's great to learn the law really well and to be able to explain it. And if you are coming out of a public school system but wanting to support homeschoolers, reading the law would really help you get your feet in there well, gather tips and tricks and share them with people. And any event where you can be, I don't know, they're supporting. I would ask your local co-ops if you're looking to get involved locally. Look for co-ops. You can look at our group search on our resources page at chaponline.com and find the groups that are around you and contact them and just get in there and serve, ask how they need help, and do it. If you want to help statewide, contact us. We'll get you plugged in. So, okay, are there homeschools under CHAP? No. In other states, there are like umbrellas, like the state organization is an umbrella, and every co-op group has to be connected. New York used to be like this. I don't know if they still are, but like the homeschool group, like the CHAP equivalent in New York, was like an umbrella. And if you wanted to homeschool, you had to be connected to them in some way in order to do it. We don't have that in Pennsylvania, so no one is, I want to say, quote unquote, under CHAP that way. We don't have chapters. Again, this is something that would be great to develop because Pennsylvania is so big. It would be great to have regions and have like chapters so we can connect with you more closely. Of course, that requires volunteers, but it's a wonderful idea. We don't have homeschools under us. That being said, part of that question was about transcripts and credits and things like that. Diplomas, transcripts, all that sort of thing is the responsibility of the supervisor. And the supervisor most often is the parent. It's the parent or legal guardian. Okay, that's who the supervisor is in the homeschool program. So you are the person who is in charge of the transcript and the diploma. People write into us and ask us, hey, can you give me the diploma for such and so or the transcript for this person? No, because that's not our responsibility. It's your responsibility as the supervisor. So, okay, we're just going to go straight through. So some of these will be convention and some will not. So it's going to be a jumbly mess, but here we go. Oh, are you having an event? Like someone wrote into me and they're having a new to homeschooling event locally. And she was looking for information that she could hand out. We have that about us. She wrote in and asked. So we have a booklet on law. It's a little booklet that has all the little law things on it. We have a booklet, a pamphlet that explains who CHAP is and gets you connected to all of our media outlets. And, recently we have a card for convention. So if you're doing something really soon, let me know and I can send you convention cards. But anytime you have something like that going on and you would like some literature from CHAP to hand out, please let me know and we will get some to you. We are happy to do that. Okay, so here's a convention question. A lot of these are convention questions now. Can children come to convention? Absolutely. There is not children's programming, so bring a busy bag or something, but children are more than welcome and they're free. You do not need to pay for them. And there are some vendors who will have things that are fun for kids to do. And of course, kids can look at stuff and pick things out. There's great things for kids to look at convention also. Vendors are asking about setup times and things like that. If you are a vendor and you have questions, you can write into vendors@chaponline.com. You can write into us at the contact form, and the vendor coordinator will help you out with those questions. Teen Track, someone asked, what is it? Well, if you go back to Chattin with Chap number 198, you will learn all about our Teen Track for this year. It's called I Negotiate by Generation Joshua. It is a United Nations simulation, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So if you want some details about that, go to Chattin with Chap number 198. It is posted on YouTube. It is posted on podcast platforms, all the major ones. It's posted on Facebook, so you can learn about that there. And then you do need to register and sign up for that by Friday. That's a big, important thing there, by Friday. Will there be childcare at convention? There will not. We do not provide childcare at convention. Can you bring your kids again? Yes, you can. Do you have to stay the entire time? No. It's not going to be cheaper if you don't, but if you come and you purchase a ticket for convention, you can come and go as you please. There's no, you have to come and you must sit here. It's free to you. Come and go as you please or as you need. It's totally up to you. Are there going to be downloadable recordings? Yes, there are. I did a episode on that, my convention update on that. was 2 weeks ago, I believe. So if you wanted information on recordings, you can listen to that. But I will tell you, Alliance Recordings is the place to go for our convention recordings. They will all be there if you can't make it, or there's more than one that you'd like to hear and you can't be in two places at once, unfortunately, you can get a recording. Are there still vendor presentations? Yes, there are. So if you don't know this, some of our vendors have time slots set up where they are going to present their curricula so they can explain to you how it works. I remember going to one by IEW years ago, and it was wonderful. It was so helpful to understand how the program works. So those are the ones, if you go to the workshop listing, if you see a little asterisk beside one, those are the vendor workshops. So if you're wondering what's what, the vendor workshops are the ones with the asterisk beside it. Two more questions that are not convention related. We have, does CHAP have an unsworn declaration? So if you were unaware, there was in 2020, there were some laws passed alleviating certain documents from needing to be notarized. And this, fortunately, applies to homeschoolers. So where the affidavit needed to be notarized, for those years in there, they decided that you didn't need to. So now that stands. So you can still do the regular affidavit and get it notarized, or you can choose the unsworn declaration, which does not need to be notarized. We do have both. So if you go to homeschoolpennsylvania.org and you look up unsworn declaration or affidavit, they're both on the same page. You can find them. There is different verbiage between the two forms. So if you are choosing unsworn declaration, please make sure you are using the unsworn declaration form, because the content in it is different than the affidavit form. You want to make sure you're using the correct one. So all the legal terminology is correct for the separate forms. So make sure you're using the right one. But we do have that. So check it out. And if you're wondering what an unsworn declaration is, you should check out my Chat with Chat video. It's out on podcast form. It's on Facebook. I don't know if we have the unsworn declaration out there on YouTube yet. I can't remember. Not all of our videos on YouTube, but you can listen to that. It's an interview with Alicia Hunt, and it is very thorough and explains the whole deal. So that will be helpful to you if you were looking for that. And the last question of the day is about testing. Someone wrote in and was really concerned about their child testing and if they would be able to test at grade level. And you know how I feel about grade levels. I just did a video on that a little while ago. You might want to listen to that one. But testing, you do not need to test your child at their grade level. You can choose whichever grade level you wish to. Like if they're in 5th grade and they're struggling, do 4th grade. It's really just, it's up to you. As far as the evaluator is concerned, they just check to make sure you did it. They don't check to see what the results are. It's really just a guide for you to say, oh yes, this is a confirmation for you. This is where you're thriving and this is where you're not. And really you would know that before you even administered the test anyway. So I did do another video on that with Dee a long time ago. Chat with Chat number 8 is way back there. It is out there on all the formats. It's on podcasts, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook. You can watch that and we go into that a little with more detail. And there are a whole list of these videos that I keep mentioning. Your basic law videos. I have a whole list of them out on the resource guide. So the link I have posted today is chaponline.com. It'll take you to our main page. From there you can get to convention. You can also get to homeschoolpennsylvania.org. But if you go under the homeschool law tab at chaponline.com, you will see resource guide. And on resource guide, it has links to all kinds of things. So you scroll down a little bit, I have a chunk, and I'm telling you, it's like a chunk of videos, a playlist of videos that I made, and Dee helped me on some of the early ones on how to comply with the law, like what all the different segments of the law means. So it's up to date with the unsworn declaration and all that stuff. So you can check out that list if you're concerned about some of the law-related items. Go to that resource guide on chaponline.com and you will see the list. And if you go to our YouTube channel, look up You can look for Chat with CHAP. You'll find us on YouTube. If you look for Christian Homeschool Association of Pennsylvania, there's some other people that come up before us, but we do come up. We are CHAP Homeschool PA on YouTube, maybe. I'm not sure. It's kind of weird. But there is a playlist there, a law playlist, that has all the law-related videos. So if you are concerned about those and would like some more information, you can go check that out there. That is all I had for Q&A day today. I do really want to do a homeschool co-op episode for you someday so we can get into the nitty-gritty with that. That will hopefully be this summer. There's lots of things on my agenda for this coming summer. I do have a few more interviews regarding convention, but post-convention, I would love to get into re-explaining some components of the law, redoing some videos with that. I do want to keep having people to be interviewed on the show and get into some of these other topics like co-ops and things like that. So if you have a suggestion for a topic that you'd like me to cover, please comment below or send me a message on our contact form from chaponline.com. I would love to hear what is concerning you that you would like to hear about, and I'd like to support you in that way. So thank you for tuning in to Q&A Day today. And I hope that you are enjoying wrapping up. We are wrapping up our school year here in our house. I don't know how much longer you guys out there are going to be going, but continue to enjoy that as you train your children to follow Christ in all of life, and enjoy the weather and the sports and the animals and the activities and all the things you have going on, and just love life together. So I will see you on Thursday with another convention update. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you later. Bye.